gallery.
Very quiet.
We're all back.
Okay, let's call this meeting to order. I have just had a brief discussion with Mr. Garcia and with his attorney, in which we've agreed that for tonight, I'm going to withdraw this resolution, and we are going to renegotiate the terms of Mr. Garcia's contract over the next few months. With the caveat, and I have cautioned Mr. Garcia and his counsel about this very strongly, that we will be back here having this same conversation,
And we will
discussing the
too.
same resolution.
I want to hear what it is.
There are terms in this contract for whatever anybody may believe about whatever is the motivation behind this contract. There are specific terms in this contract that members of this board do not feel, including myself as the sponsor, do not feel are in the best interest of the Housing Authority or of the residents of the Housing Authority. You may disagree, but the terms of the contract, I do not believe, are in the interest of the Housing Authority. And we are going to, primarily appointing authority, but not limited to appointing authority. We are going to have negotiations over the next couple of months, and if the negotiations are made in good faith on the part of Mr. Garcia, and on the part of the committee within the board that will be engaged, then we may be able to move forward. If the negotiations are not in good faith, then we will be sponsoring this same resolution once again.
Does that mean we're not going to give the rest of what Carmelo has? Because it's riveting.
Hold on, Mr. Little.
Committee has not yet been formed.
We should get a question. Okay, so on the, if the residents would allow us at this point, I mean, we're very grateful that you have waited and that you hopefully will see a resolve in what our goals are, or where my heart lies with this agency. And I think that in good faith, by what is happening here, it's not only God sent, but at the end of the day, it's because I think it's the right thing in the chairman's perspective to have him reconsider and withdraw this resolution. So at this point, as the chairman noted, there will be a committee in which will sit with me to look at what concerns they may have in the terms of my contract. And with that said, I think that you're going to need a motion, or there's a motion in a second, but you're going to, at this point, have to withdraw that motion. Yes, Commissioner Mello.
I have a very short question. What is the term that we're discussing here? What's the term of the time that we're discussing here? It seems to be rather vague.
It would be 90 days in order for us to properly look at what the concerns of this commissioners on this board are with the contract, which, by the way, just for the record, Mr. Daglin did not negotiate or prepare my contract. I was represented by the law firm of Florio and Kenny, so that is clear. Those were my attorneys. So that's where we will discuss, Commissioner Mello, within the 90 days, that's where we are.
My concern with that is I just wonder if you're almost not doing yourself a disservice with that, because I think what might be unclear about this, and it was unclear to me for a while I thought about it, that there is a 120-day notice requirement to unilaterally terminate the contract. And by the way, I emphasize the contract. It's the contract, not the employee, that this is moving to terminate. I have a job where I work under a contract. I've worked under different contracts with different terms and still retain my employment through those different contracts. This is, the way I read it, the way I understand it, a motion to give the 120 days notice of saying that we want this contract to be
Y'all
terminated.
want this land, y'all don't want the contract, you want the
To me,
land.
what that does is exactly the thing that you're talking about, but it puts a true time clock on it, in that it requires us to renegotiate and enter into the terms of a new contract that will take this contract's place within 120 days. If that's not done, then you would either choose not to work without a contract, or we would be having you continue to work without a contract. So to me, this actually gives you more time.
It actually doesn't.
Renegotiation.
No, Commissioner, it does not. What this is clear on is that you give me 120 notice to be terminated. That's it. You terminate the contract, terminate the agreement. That's what this is clear on, Commissioner.
We ain't done that.
So, to put it plain and simple, I think, with all due respect, we just went over what, in fact, maybe yourself or any other commissioner felt should be renegotiated. And that's what we are looking to do, and what the chair and I discussed and agreed upon at this particular time. So it would not do a disservice to me for me to agree to that, and with my council present. In essence, with my approval to say that I am considering that now, makes more of a difference than waiting, trying to go forward with this resolution and waiting 120 days and going forth with a very confrontational, seemingly retaliatory, or in any way make it seem as if, because of the pressures, that this is why you guys have decided, or yourself would go with the 120 day termination. That's not what we talked about it. I prefer, and I listened, and the chair listened, and I think at this point, and in good faith, as I noted, this is the direction that I have, this is the direction that we have agreed to move forward in for the best interest of our residents and this agency.
Mr. Director,